Hello and welcome back to the left side of reality. This is your host as always, Snow the First. The last time we managed to finish Chased's last mission, although it was incredibly stressful. Meaning all that's left is Gabriel's last mission, and we're not doing that for a while because we gotta do a lot of training. Which actually brings us to what we're gonna do this time. I'll just pull up the screen here. Okay, here is the deal. We have a lot of agents, and we need to train those agents, but we don't know what the best way to train them is. So we need some kind of plan to get every single one of these agents up to snuff before we even think about facing Apocalypse Bird. And the other issue is that depending on what we get to fill the third slot of welfare over here, the whole thing may not even matter because we have to reset and get something better. Because Scarecrow is okay, could be better, could be worse. But if we get another disappointing one after, that's just not doable. So here is what I think is we're going to do. I'm going to try and form up a training plan to get everyone up to snuff and run this day until dusk. At which point I'm going to end it without doing the dusk. And whatever the next abnormality is going to decide our next course of action. The other thing is, even if we're not entirely clear whether we're going to reset or not, we may as well still go under the presumption that we're not going to reset. So Gabriella and Misona, both of you have special jobs that we're going to be doing today. And that's working with two specific abnormalities to get the ego gifts from them. I suppose that's a good first question. When you say one of the hot newbies, I think you mean Joy? No. Okay, Ashley. Because 3 just... Pusei can do it too. So who exactly are we sending to the mirror anyway? Everyone that has 3 in a stat? Or... Oh, well, we can... Okay, like for example, Jose is maxed in everything. Almost maxed on everything. All got 4 in everything except Justice. Okay, you have 3 in everything. So let's see what you get first. Were you thinking the same thing I was, having Josh train repression on White Star? Because right now he's at 0.8 because of Exuve. Okay, 2 Fortitude, 2 Prudence, 4 Temperaments, and 3 Justice. I suppose you could do some work with Snow Queen or Scarecrow. Let's see, 553, 4452, 442, 442, 4552, and Husei is all three, so let's see what you get from this roulette. I think a lot of the pod newbies are in the lower chambers, actually, because the upper chambers basically have their crew decided for them by now. Or have crew that have stuck around the longest because of the nature of the game. 2, 2, 3, 4. So another one for Scarecrow. Could have them like go back and forth. Currently at 98 prudence. Three, 3, 4, and 3. Might still be good to send to Scarecrow. %. Are good to send to the mirror. In fact, it might be a good idea to send all the hod newbies up now, just so that it's not wasting as much time. Okay, Griffin is one of them. So up to the mirror corridor with you. Melendez. Michaela, you're another. You may be wondering why I've been so hesitant to work on the mirror, especially since most people swear by them up and down by the mirror as like the best abnormality since sliced bread. It's because I'm a bit nervous of when ordeals come around. If an agent stat is all screwed up, then they might be left weaker for when that comes around. All three of these could work with the mirror. I could just send them right up. Okay, while everyone's walking over there, I may as well get started on what I want to do here. Okay, what happened to Lisi Hung? 2, 3, 4, and 3. Kinda hate that. Low HP plus red weakness. Hate that. No lamp yet. What about you? Do you have the ego gift? That's a no. Oh, before I forget. If my mouse movement is a bit weirder than usual, it's because I actually got a new mouse pad recently. And it's one of those mouse pads that have cushions for your wrist, so I'm still getting used to it. Okay, I think this is everyone I'm sending to the mirror, so... That's a lot of agents. Okay, first on the list is Shao. Wait, I didn't have Shao sent up here. Oh well, I'll have her come up anyways. I think an alternative for Jose could be repression with Burrowing Heaven then, since his black damage is halfway decent. Oh no, wait, it isn't. Exave has a black weakness. Darn, that leaves him with no repression options right now. That sucks. One prudence. Yeesh. And this is why I don't like the mirror. What was the agent I just sent in there, Griffin? Two, three, 2, 3. See, my logic has always been that I would rather stats always go up and never back down. What was that just now? Mikhail, I think? 3, 2, 2, 4. Yep. And then I think it's the disciplinary roundup and London and Ruby last. This is taking a bit. One fortitude again. 4 prudence, 3. I do not care if this mirror is secretly the best thing since sliced bread. I am never doing this again after this. Two, 2, 4, 3. Why am I still getting 1 fortitude? That terrifies me when we're dealing with ordeals. And Ruby's last. Motherfucker! How was that? Okay, I need to take a breath. I don't know if you remember it, but for a second there, I almost turned into, so do you remember the Battletoads race videos? Admittedly, videos that happened a long time ago, but also very memorable videos. Is that all the one fortitude people done in that room? Oh, Xiao's the other. That needs to go into the room with the rest of them. Okay, but to repeat my question, do you remember the Battletoads videos? Yeah, there was this one part where I forget exactly what happened, but the one racer from the four that we don't watch, Pico, I forget what happened, but he got so angry he just turned into this absolute stream of angry gibberish that just went on for like half a minute or something. And when it finally concluded, all anyone could react with was, "Oh wow." Now that was almost me for a second there, for the sheer amount of one fortitude agents I ran into. If one of the green, if any green ordeal pops up at any point, that could be trouble. I mean, there's red shields, true, but one fortitude is still very nervous in Dune for either red or amber ordeals. Maybe just ordeals, period. Well, speaking of which, I could probably... You know, I should probably take all the people that are too insight and send them to the Scarecrow corridor. Train insight that way. Okay, Xiao, you're first. And while we're at it, who else was at 2 insight right now? Michaela in Central Command. Yum, but low fortitude at the moment. Kennelly was another. Where's Mikhail? It's that sort of... I think the second reason I'm like this is because of all the stats, Instinct is the absolute worst to get bottomed out, because in case you don't remember, our Instinct training options are Payday and not much else. I'd say hang around safety. You can fortitude. You can attach train with either the alien or the bathtub to start to get that back up. I suppose Yin is also technically a workable instinct trainer, But that's more on the level of, like, this kind of stats, where they're not liable to die just from training. Speaking of which, may as well let Rose have a round. See if I can't max out that fortitude of hers. Oh my god, what is today going to be? Why are my instincts just absolutely buzzing in the back of my head? What are your stats for your suit? Can train with anything equally. Well, how can you do against the alien? You can do okay against the alien. Oh, speaking of punishing bird. If punishing bird starts pecking Corinne's deer, would they die? Should I put a red shield on them? Although, speaking of which, I could also scarecrow train him. May as well send him down to the scarecrow corridor with everyone else. Who needs insight training? You could use it. May as well check that right now, then. Who ended up with 20? 27... 34... No one ended up that low. I think the lowest is actually... Xiao at 27 right now. May as well have a few people have a run at Scarecrow. But first, who can do a round of, oh, everyone's stats are all messed up, and now there isn't a safe pick for, the butter. Ashley is one, but she's all the way the heck up there. Too fortitude, unfortunately. I want to avoid breaking out. No, okay, then I have more flexibility with Butterfly. Kennelly could do it. Hey, where is Kennelly? There he is. So who's it? So now for this conga line of people. Carace is going first because they're... Maybe I'm just playing this wrong. That is admittedly a distinct possibility. But, I see so many people swear up and down the mirror. TQ, so many LobCorp players love the mirror. I am using it once after ignoring it for so long. And I'm like, Cool, thanks. I hate everything about this. Where is... Why does it feel like I don't know where any agent is right now? What am I gonna do with this mess? Oh yeah, I talked about my potential future job a lot, but I didn't actually give a lot of details on what it was. And the job is that I'm working for the post office. But not just any job of working for the post office. I'm very specifically going to deliver letters, which admittedly makes me mildly nervous because the thing about working for the post office is that it involves driving a delivery truck. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, if everything went well, it's not a problem, but oh god, what if something went wrong? It's a lot of responsibility. Funny enough, you saying that reminds me of the inherent irony of one particular genre of videos, which is, I think they're called the story time genre of videos, where it, like Jaden Animations or Let Me Explain Studios, where the entire premise of the channel is talking about personal lives. Admittedly, even then, there's a limit to what will and will not be said, but it's still an entire genre of videos that goes more into personal lives than most people would on the internet. Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Don't give away anything that would actually tell someone where you live. Your exact address. Like, it's kind of like the detail I gave just now. saying saying that I'm going to work for the post office could be considered a personal detail, but it's such a vague detail that you can't really glean anything else from it. Like, I haven't said anything that could um, give insight into where exactly that is that I would be working. I was talking earlier about how the ordeals that would not want to see the most are amber and green, and what do you know? Amber is here. Because why wouldn't it be? Every time I say I don't want to see something, it's the very thing that appears next. The other funnier thing is because we're now doing a lot of work with agents that aren't as good, we're ending up getting less energy than usual. I think I did Canelli earlier. I think I haven't done Yum Yum yet. Oh, but Yum Yum's up at... Okay. I understand. I comprehend what is happening. Amelia and London have become quite the dynamic duo, haven't they? May as well just... Oh right, that was the other thing. I want to boost up the agents that are getting very close to something too. What's your black? I'm gonna have London do some instinct work on Yin Yang, or Yin here. Just to see if I can't boost her... No, or no. Insight. Let's try maxing out her insight. Oh, and speaking speaking of fatigue, oh god, my voice. Doesn't Mary also almost have maxed out insight? Yeah, put her in a round of Snow Queen. See if I can't finally get 5 on that. Oh boy. London took some damage from that, which is actually good because the more damage she takes, the more stats she gets. I think in an absolute emergency, well, I'll just spend a bunch of law points to level up everything except a specific stat to power level on everyone. Because while it is nice to train, we also only have so many days. Our time limit, so to speak, is day 34? because that's when would be a good time to do Punishing Bird. Actually, if I'm being honest, that's part of the reason why I'm secretly hoping that the next abnormality pool has something disappointing. So that I can basically have an excuse to jump back in time and grind out day 31. But I guess I can't exactly sit here and whinge about the decisions I've made. Did anyone work with Pade at the beginning of this cycle? Yeah, yum yum. Or... To repeat what I was saying just now, I am never doing this again. Oh, right, that's a hazard of training with Pade. His ego gift that very specifically subtracts 2 from success rate. I actually kind of forgot that detail. I did Pusey last, didn't I? I did. Okay, Pusey is there. So next is... Michaela. Or is it Michaela here? Where is she? Michaela's not here. Kennelly is here. And then after that is... No, Michaela's there. Michaela's there. Oh, great. Huh. Are there any other, like, super good agents that I want to... help power level at this point. What about you, Everett? What's your situation? You do a round of Snow Queen. See if we can max out your insight as well. Okay, what can we do? What can we do? I'd say Tatiana and Joy. Even with the red weakness, Tatiana should have enough health to survive it. And if not, there's always red bullets. Now for information... Okay. Who can we throw at training, first of all? Oh, Misona must be suppressing someone in... Okay, I understand. Oh god. I think that seriously... I think the shuffle seriously messed up everyone. Safety is in a much worse position to be able to take on the slugs for one... I am declaring it here and now. This mirror is officially the worst idea that's ever happened in this run. I am now starting to wish I had never pulled it. Sona could probably handle slugs by herself, yeah. Oh god, were there stuff here all along and I just forgot? I can basically throw all control at it, though. Yeah, I think those are the last slugs anyway. They teleported. Where did they go? Information. That could just be Lamarcus and Everett. Or basically just information. You know, there's an entire conversation to be had about hot takes. Admittedly, how do I start this? Because oh wait, first Misona and Gabriella need to do their thing to pray to the gods of luck. If it said Xiao got the puppy ears, I already know that. Okay, so there's a self-help book I read every so often, and while I don't take the words as gospel or agree with everything it says, it is a book that has given me a lot of interesting insight and basically new ways of thinking about the world. And one of the parts of it that it gave me the most thought is, oh, incidentally, it looks like we're good for Magical Girl because Big Bird's Clyfoth was at 4. I actually just barely noticed that. One of the things that I remember that stuck with me is that one of the most seductive but dangerous ideas is people who say things under the guise of being quote-unquote truthful. This book is where that saying I told you about the other day comes from, where it's a thing that it's kind of factual when you think about it, that anyone who says I will just want to be honest almost never has anything nice following that sentiment. Now, why am I going on this tangent all of a sudden? Because it also goes into the realm of hot take. Where people every so often you'll see threads about people that do hot takes, basically getting stuff off their chest that they wanted to say. And it can turn ugly very quickly because people will then get very mean in the guise of sharing their quote-unquote hot takes because they're just being honest. Which is why I don't tend to participate in those. I mean, you've probably seen a lot of hot take prompts for fandoms nowadays. Trends come and go, and oh, that reminds me. Did we ever get a replacement harvest? I did not. Like, say, if I were to give a hot take, it's that once upon a time, my older brother showed me Akira. Now, Akira is one of those animated movies that everyone knows about, and it is very iconic for what it did at the time. Like, you've probably lost count of how many times you see the Akira bike slide homage. Even if you've never heard of it, you've probably seen an Akira bike slide homage at least once. Yeah. So my brother showed me the movie one day because we both like anime. And at the end of the movie, my thought was, that's Akira? I don't see what the big deal with that movie is at all. Ow. Now, I could go on and on about what I didn't like about the movie, because there is quite a bit. But that just kind of goes into what I was saying just now. People venting just to be heard. And while I suppose there's a time and place for it, I don't feel like there's much productivity to be had there, unless you want to start like an actual conversation. Like, I could say, even though I didn't personally like the movie, I could see why it became the template that it did. I just personally didn't like the movie. Why would the update remove screenshots? That seems a tad confusing. Okay, I think Canelli's the last from this group. Ah. And all my grumbling earlier just kind of made me realize, you know, if I didn't think it through, I could go to a Project Moon forum and something and complain about the mirror being bad, but a lot of people would disagree with me because, like I said earlier, it could just entirely be that I didn't use the mirror when I should have. I guess that's the other thing, people. Oh, hi. My microphone very nearly fell off my desk here. I guess if I were to phrase my opinion on the mirror in the most charitable way possible, it's that the mirror is good if you use the mirror from the beginning into a comprehensive training plan. But I didn't know how to best use the mirror, and I didn't have any kind of training plan, and I feel like at this stage in the game, it's too late. Because of exactly what's happening right now. So many Agent Fortitudes getting drained to 1 and becoming a danger for like threats that Fortitude 1 would be an issue for. Maybe I should have listened about the mirror from the beginning. But here we are. I guess that's the other thing. That is a good scenario then. there that you're saying, but the fact that it somewhat relies on luck to work out is kind of. It only became a problem for me because I don't have much in the way of instinct trainers in this facility, period. That's just how it turned out. Is there anyone that can train instinct that I can use with London? Because her still being on 3 there is not. I don't like it. She has green stem, so white weakness, black best black resistance, 3, 4 for 3 and 4 and everything else. Maybe I'll send her a round of Magical Girl then, just to help boost up that attachment. Not Burrowing Heaven. No. Magical Girl would be okay with that. Especially since... No. Magical Girl I've heard is bad because she explicitly heals you after. Our best bet might actually be Whip. Since the thing he's bad at is attachment, and there's already Magical Girl for that. In fact, I think that's the very reason I took Yip. To have more of an all-rounder in everything except attachment. Yeah, but it could be a problem for anyone with a black weak suit. Well, I suppose I could use Lobotomy for that. What happens if I threw, yeah, what happens if I threw her now? It could work. You know what? We'll see what happens. London could survive it. I have faith in her. Oh, hi! That's a heck of a thing to melt down. Emilia, get on that. I hate you and everything that you stand for, Lobcore. Why would you do this to me? Why? I'm turning into Peacock again over here. Ah, Pansy. The last one to work on it was Griffin. Because attachment. Basil, throw your gun into the thing. That's your job here. Where's Melendez? Well, I suppose I could always just throw Gabrielle at it. And the bracelet can be just whoever reaches it first. Who would reach it first? I think at this point, Lysihan is closest. Okay, so that's for... Okay, we're missing one. Who are we missing? 1, 2, 3... No, that's all of them. Now, see, I can understand why you wouldn't like Happy Teddy Bear, but the way I was using it was just to have everyone go down in a row so that I'm less likely to forget who worked last on the bear. It's not a perfect system, but that's an explanation for why I'm not as harsh towards the bear as other people or you might be. Oh, return it, return it. Shoot! I just realized Gabriella's all the way up there. Misona, could you do it? You probably could. Yeah, really good. I just realized that she's not... Gabriella wasn't in the department she usually was. That almost went very poorly. So anyway, in case you hadn't realized why I was suddenly pitching a fit there, it's because the next ordeal we're facing is Indigo Noon. Or no, is Indigo the right color? Yeah. Like there were a lot of bad ordeals that could have come up, and it just had to be one of the worst. Still no lamp. And still no Judgment Bird. Jose's insight is maxed out, though. Would that actually do any good? Well, Amelia and Lysihan are nearby, so they could intervene. Oh, speaking of which... Amelia could do repression with Blue Star as well. Okay, we need to get some clerks dead. The bad news is that the sweeper invasion might make Big Bird break out. Might make it even better that Gabriella's nearby to pacify it. It's been a while since we've had a 2-hour stream, this is gonna be it, just because we're playing this balancing act. We actually hadn't seen sweepers in a while after Yassad's core suppression, at least. Oh yeah, that reminds me. One of the story arcs that was seen the most for the TQ run of LobCore was the Clerks one, because Clerks are the most looked down upon resource in the game, because yeah, Zeta 21. Clerks are a bit of a meme in LobCore, because while they do give passive boosts to all departments, aside from the passive boosts, they really don't do much good. And could be argued that they tend to do more harm than good because of Clerks' rate abnormalities. The reoccurring theme in that run was Clerks don't matter, because, well, why would they? And you saw taking the opposite stance to that. The whole thing becomes this. Pusey, you okay there, bro? I am so glad Amelia's the main person here. Well, on the other hand, that would probably supercharge the Insight taking so much white damage. So yeah, it basically went from Clerks don't matter to even if it's near impossible to prevent Clerk deaths, we will at least do the best we can to do so. Why is everyone doing crap at Scarecrow all of a sudden? What the heck? Oh, I want to point out, even though we've worked on largely low PE box abnormalities all day so far, we're actually almost done with the requirements. That's kind of funny. And Canelli's the last one. Yum Yum is also in line, but I want to get her fortitude up first. You know, going back to our earlier conversation about hot takes, I actually saw one post the other day about someone who, of course, had heard of Queen of Hatred's infamous reputation. And the post was actually, wait, what's the big deal with her again? I can keep her contained just 9 times out of 10. And not via clerk killing, via calming down her tantrums, was what the post had elaborated on. Now, admittedly, it's still kind of bad to have only a success rate of 9 times out of 10 as opposed to 10 out of 10. But I guess it just goes to show how diverse opinions can be out there. When was the last time Pade got this much use, now that I'm thinking about it? After the abnormality outgrew the amount of training it could provide, it's been largely ignored. Especially after completing Yassad's core suppression and just not having it melt down ever. You know, Project Moon is lucky that they make such interesting and compelling stories and gameplay, because they probably shouldn't. They probably shouldn't be able to get away with as much jank as they do. Oh lord. So I have a question. After the Indigo Noon, how many more meltdown cycles should we post? Should we push? My personal limit is until a dusk, and basically not trigger a dusk. Yeah. And then imagine if after all this we end up resetting and throw away all that work. I can't decide whether I want an excuse to reset or not. That would be here, in training. I would say put her in this central elevator here so she has flexibility on where to move. And I'm going to double fast forward this so it takes less time. You know what? I'll try another run of lamp as at the lamp eagle for Gabriella. Just to see if I can't grab it. Nope. Oh, why did I say nope already? Barely started to work. But if the Abno is something worth keeping, oh hey Ricardo, are you here to get revenge um for the insult the sweepers trained visited upon your family? Oh God, don't let anything happen that gets me written in the book. Oh, speaking of spawning nearby, of course that's where they had to appear. Yeah, the other ones are on this hallway over here. I suppose I could let the control crew take care of them. Okay, what are we here? Down in welfare, which is kind of bad because some of the weak people are here. I would say let's one over here. I would say Gabriella can take care of them. Okay, that's 4 of them. The biggest issue right now is actually down here. Since Gabriella can just delete the ones over here. Or no, Misona is here. I keep forgetting. Lesihan. The welfare crew is pretty undefended because all the best people got sent elsewhere. London? Maybe if we gave her a black shield could do it. We actually have pretty decent... You know what? I'm going to have Lee Sihan solo these 2 over here. And then everyone else in Central Command can help London with this crew over here. Since they all have pretty decent black resistance. The only one to maybe worry about is Rose because Teth armor. And then I suppose I could have Gabriella try and take out these over here. Oh my god, where are they going? Oh my god, look at them. I think Grinder MK4 is an underrated ego weapon. She can basically solo this sweeper. Oh. Whack him with the cane. They can't do shit to the Seahawk. I'm just gonna watch this happen. They're doing damage, but the corridor recovery is... Well, Ricardo, we killed the sweepers. How do you like that? Big Bird did lose some Clyfoth to that, but nothing some works with Gabriella can't fix. I'm going to restate my opinion that Grinder Mark IV could actually be pretty useful for a lot of challenges in this game because of how much damage it does at once. Once it starts getting to a less level, it starts to taper off because of the risk level difference, but anything key below, and even some Red Week VOB stuff, that probably could be good. Because... Okay, just gonna do that again. Both to restore the Clyfoth and also to double the chances of Gabriella getting lamp. I've been doing this all day and just has not worked. Okay. Yeah, I think Grinder Mark IV there is because sweepers are more about... She got lamp! Okay, good. Let's see if we can't do the same with Misono over here. Oh god, now I'm hoping I really don't have to reset. And after I was saying earlier I wanted to reset. I can't make up my mind. If any meltdown level is going to be dangerous, it's this next one. Because we have 7. They're all going to be down here on dangerous abnormalities. And our best agents are spread kind of thin. So I'm going to keep a careful eye on this and see what happens. We can end the workday at any time, so if it looks like there's something dangerous that's going to happen, we can just pull the plug. Emilia? No, I don't believe we did. Now that Gabriella has lamp, we should probably send her back to her department too, just so that she's closer on hand for a dangerous abnormality spawning. Okay, time for a few rounds of Scarecrow. Yeah, Amelia got a very good run of ego gifts. She could probably do well against any abnormality at this rate. Remember when the catchphrase used to be, uh, oh, well, Gabrielas are good, good too. Or, speaking of Kiki, something rather funny but tragic to something rather funny but also tragic that happened to him was after he did Apocalypseburg, all the agents got the wing except one, because that one specific agent had been possessed by Parasite Tree at the time. I don't know what kind of bug or whatever caused that to happen, but it's something. I wonder how much I wonder how much agent insight this group will get by the end of this day. Okay, that was me killing just now. Oh, by the way, something I found is that both TQ and Tonrep confirmed something I had suspected about Little Prince, and it's that as long as you work with another abnormality immediately after Little Prince, then you should not be in any danger of getting possessed. Of course, the trick is remembering to immediately do another work with another abnormality after Little Prince, but it does undercut the danger in that way. So it's not that any agent that does 5 works is doomed. It's an... Well, yeah, the thing about that is that you can always then use insight work to pacify that effect too. Like, Little Prince is still obnoxious, but yeah, it shouldn't drop as long as you're paying attention. That's what a lot of this game boils down to. Like, it should hypothetically not be a problem if you're paying attention. And now for everyone to do today. And once we hit 7, we decide what we do from there. Even after all this time, I still can't help but be worried about Apocalypseburg, because it's just kind of like, it's one of those things where you only know how capable you are of tackling it when you're actually tackling it. Aren't you unable to access the retry button? As long as the judgment bird egg is up. I'll have to test that sometime. And now Georgia got puppy dog ears. All the people that ended up with one instinct are gonna end up with puppy ears just because of how it turned out. Well, while -2 success rate sucks, I suppose it also isn't the worst thing in the world. Because there comes a point where where the success rate doesn't where -2 is basically being dwarfed by the amount of temperaments you have. But still, kind of wish it wasn't this situation. Just pecking the crew here. I love that in the TQLP, they eventually just had the agents just kind of had casual conversation with Punishing Bird as they got pecked. Okay, what's 7? I haven't used this in all day. Joy, grind your repression a bit. Who has 2 attachment right now? Griffin. And I think Griffin is nearby specifically to then climb with it. And I think I might have Mary do one more work with Snow Queen, because I really, really want to push her to that last level of insight. Oh, next is an Amber Dusk. Okay, Scarecrow is one of them. This actually isn't a half bad lineup to melt down. Burrowing Heaven is kind of... Okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, that's all of them. Okay, just send one of the people I'm gonna send to them anyways. Not Pusey, I know there's one Curse. And Butterfly can be... I think that's Pusey anyways. No, it's not Pusey, it's... Wait, who was the one I sent for... No, I think Caress was the one I sent for. Ooh, did I send? Am I missing something again? Or was it Mikala? I am very confused. Okay, I need to open this again. 4 or higher. Okay, I was missing something. Kaneki then, since he has a suit. Scorched Girl. You know what? May as well send one of these people that have low insight anyways. So that would be Mikala next. For some reason, I keep forgetting that's a thing. There are so many people in so many different departments, I'm starting to forget who's where. There she is. Happy Teddy Bear can be Griffin again, because I know for a fact we didn't work with him last. That was Pansy. Old Face and Promise is going to have to be Basil, because I don't have anyone else I would want to give up the weapon for. Yang can be Lesihan for 2 seconds. Oh wow, it actually got boosted again. That is the second time I've seen that happen. It can just be Pansy, because I don't think I want to do anything else with it. I am going to be aware, I am aware of that. We're just a very long way off from being. Okay, now we can just sneak in some last second training, and then once we're done with that training, we can end the day. So let's just cycle through everyone again one more time. Is Misona back in safety, or is she still in the corridor? She's still in the corridor. I don't know what an Amber Dusk looks like, and I'm not going to find out today. The facility is a bit too in tatters to risk something like that. Maybe I could pull it off, but I don't want to risk anything that would force me to restart this day after we got into a groove with it. Sona still hasn't managed it. Okay, everyone, do your thing. We've never pushed past 6 on a meltdown level. Either the day ends because it's a core suppression, or we pull the plug sooner for some other reason. Yeah, it's why the other streams I've seen of this game tend to be like the 3 to 5 hour mark. I sadly do not have the free time to dedicate that much to Lobcore, maybe one day. Which is why I want to have a firm training program in mind now, so that we can basically push forward these next few days with that training program in mind to be ready for the challenges ahead. The thing that makes me the most nervous is the thing that I talked about at the very beginning. What abnormality are we gonna get next? I want it to be good. But the game may not give us that mercy. So, the best thing we want is nothing there. Melting Love would also be decent. Mountain of Smiling Bodies, we could take or leave. If we get no A-lifts at all, would King of Greed. I'm not surprised she hasn't appeared to join her other sisters. Yeah, especially because King of Greed, I think, might provide some desperately needed instinct training for the high-level agents that are always... Yeah. Basically, if not an A-lift, then something to fill the need for instinct training that we have desperately needed. So there are options, it's just a matter of if the game will give it to us. Okay, that's all the insight training. Now over here for the instinct training group. Incidentally, I think I saw how much time it takes and to get someone to captain level. It's 7 days, a week. That's kind of what I'm saying, that for the agents that have five temperaments but 3 fortitude, those would be the one I want to train up, and that we currently have a lack of reliable options. Except Yin, and even Yin has slight issues. King of Greed is futzy, but you kind of feel tempted to take her because she has that ability to train, and she has that being able to train the stat good. King of Greed has reasons to take her. Okay, I think just one more and we'll just pull the plug on the day. The other thing about King of Greed that I saw is that it's basic. You basically attack it from behind because the front is instant death. And we're done. Okay, what did we get? Quite a boost to justice for Misona because of training. Some prudence for Everest. Okay, Jose's insight maxed out. Justice is getting places. And finally maxed out prudence for Mary. Some fortitude for Rose. Georgia got some decent stuff. 2 to 5. London also got some decent stuff. 2 to 3. 2 to 4 for Mikala. 2 to 4 for Canelli. 1 to 3. 1 to 3. 2 to 3. Nice. 2 to 4. 1 to 2. Not terrible. No. That actually went pretty good. Shouldn't downplay it like that. I thought the game crashed for a second and I was gonna... Oh, hey, look, Queen Bee is back. If anyone can tell me what that noise was, you win a prize. Queen Bee is a decent instinct trainer, but we already got everything we could get out of her. And this is a non-starter. Yeah, I think this might just be a reset. We'll grab everything we can from Silent Orchestra, and then with a training plan now in place, we jump back to day 31 and grind out as much as humanly possible. The bad news is that this plan means Gabriel will lose his lamp, but that also has more chances to get it. I think we already saw this. Yeah, we saw this. Well, at least I have a better idea of what to do when it comes to training. And I think since we're gonna reset anyways, I'm gonna say screw it and dump all my law points into everyone because we can't afford anyone weak. In fact, let's do that right now. Anyone who... I just realized, if we do reset, we're no longer going to have Scarecrow around to insight train. We're going to have to... Okay, we're going to have to do a huddle. We're going to have to hash this out. So next time on the left side of reality, we will deal with this, and then we will try to decide what the future of the facility will be. Of course, Lobcore just absolutely throws a curveball. Why would I expect otherwise? Well, I will try to be less mad next time. See you then.